I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. I'm standing here with Chief Patrick Smith, Deputy Chief Treadaway, and others, City Councilor and Captain of North Precinct. The truth is, as we stand before you this evening, this is a press conference none of us want to have. This is one of those press conferences you, as a community, as a city, as a police force, as a chief of police, never want to have, with the loss of one of our officers, Sergeant Whit Carter. Sergeant Carter is a husband, a father, a son, a brother, who lost his life in the line of duty today. Our entire community is mourning. I've had the opportunity to talk with many officers who knew Sergeant Carter very well, friends with Sergeant Carter. Work in various capacities with Sergeant Carter. Their hearts are heavy as they continue to try to do their work. This is an active investigation, but I thought it was important for us to keep a couple things in mind. One is never discount the power of comfort from prayer. I ask that the entire community, which they've already are doing, continue to pray for Sergeant Carter's family. Continue to pray for and keep the Birmingham police officers and the Birmingham Police Department in mind as they continue to work while they're grieving. And pray for this community as it relates to all of us mourning from this, what has happened. There is another officer to keep in mind who is laying up in UAB's hospital right now, who also was a victim. I'll let Chief provide any detail he can on that. As it relates to our police department working with Aaliyah and SBI, I'll also let Chief speak to that. But I thought it was important that we stand before you with the limited amount of information we'd have to be able to provide that, because that's important. As I've stated, this is a very hard time for our community right now. And we're very thankful for everyone that has been reaching out to us. It's important that we keep in mind that the officers out there that continue to work and serve this community every single day, I want them to hear directly from me that even in this time that is tough for them to keep their head up, to know that their mayor, their city council, and the entire community is with them. We want to encourage them to keep working hard. We want them to know we have their back. We want them to know they're not grieving alone. And we want them to know that in this hard time, that there is comfort. And so to everyone, I simply say thank you for your continued thoughts and your continued prayers in this tragic moment. Chief.
Hey, good evening. First I want to start by saying thank you to the citizens of the city of Birmingham. Thank them for their outgoing support, the number of emails that I've gotten, phone calls, text messages, whatever, have been absolutely overwhelming. I also want to thank the business community, those who stepped up to help support their officers and to do everything they can to support our officers as we go through this very difficult time. And the other part is I also want to thank our law enforcement partners. I've gotten emails, calls, and text messages from people all across the country and from police departments, quite frankly, some of them I've never heard of, but they still share and feel the pain of what we are having to endure today. Sergeant Carter has served in law enforcement for the past 16 years. He served in Birmingham for the past 8 years. And everyone around him who's worked with him has indicated that he was a very compassionate, natural-born leader. They enjoyed working with him, working around him. They appreciated his friendship, his compassion, and everything that he brought to the Birmingham Police Department. Trust me when I tell you, we've endured a great loss, and not only does North Precinct feel it is felt, quite frankly, all across this department. The main thing is, as we continue to pray for Sergeant Carter's family, please keep in mind to yield your prayers to our officer who's still in intensive care at UAB. Trust me when I tell you, he's not completely out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. His condition is very critical. And for me as chief of police, it's very difficult to look both of their families in the eye and explain to them the tragedy that we've had to endure, and for one of them, that their loved one will not be coming back. It's a very difficult thing. So our hearts and our prayers are with his wife, his daughter, his son, his mother, father, and sister and brother, and the rest of their family. So here are some details, most of which you already know. I try to be as open as I possibly can, but please keep in mind, this is an ongoing investigation, and typically for any officer-involved shooting, we handle it outside, and that's why we have SBI conducting the investigation. The incident occurred this morning at about 2 a.m. on the 900 block of 5th Avenue. Officers were at the location to address vehicle burglaries when they encountered the two suspects. As the officers approached to investigate, one suspect produced a handgun. He began to fire at the officers. Sergeant Carter, our second officer, and one suspect were all struck by gunfire. Sergeant Carter and the second officer, as well as our suspect, were all transported to UAB Hospital. We do have a second suspect still in custody that was handcuffed and taken into custody at around that time. As a matter of policy, ALEA and SBI handles the ongoing investigation. And so, as the investigation moves forward, if there's any other information that I can share with you, anything else that comes up that is extremely significant, I will do everything that I can to let you know. We do have some video, and at some point that will be released as well. And that's up to the outside agency when they are comfortable that they have the investigation under control, and they understand everything that has occurred. And so we just ask for your patience, your understanding. And there's just one last thing I have to ask. Please understand that Sergeant Carter's family has endured a lot. in a matter of moments, everything that they knew as true and their expectation of tomorrow has changed. So please respect the family of our officer who is at UAB, and respect even the family of Sergeant Carter, who has endured such a tremendous loss. And I truly can't thank the community enough for all they've done, our law enforcement partners for stepping up and coming to the scene when our officers asked for help. They came without hesitation, and for that we're extremely grateful. This is a very difficult day for me as Chief of Police, and it's a very difficult day for every single person on this department. So please bear with us. Thank you so much. Captain Jackson is our precinct captain, and just I really want to give him an opportunity to come up and address you so that he can answer any questions you might have as it relates to our officers and what's going on at a different level, okay?
I'd like to first say good evening, and just want to first echo what Chief said. First, thank the community and everyone for their just outpouring love for our department and our officers. Um, just right now, our officers are really needing the support and continued support of the community and the prayers. So we definitely ask you that you continue to do that. It's a very difficult time for us at this moment. Um, we do have counsel set up to, if officers need to talk to anyone, we do have chaplains set up, so we appreciate all the support that we've been given from the community and what everyone is doing at this moment. And we ask you for your continued support. These families are definitely hurting, and so we ask for your compassion for that as well. If you want to have any questions that's not doing the investigation, I don't mind asking a few questions, answering a few. Thank you.
Mhm. Typically, they handle the officer-involved shooting component of the investigation. Everything, everything is somewhat premature at this point. We're still moving forward with the investigation. Um, Please keep in mind we have one suspect who's still at the hospital right now, and as soon as we have anything further, we'll certainly let you know. No, not at this time. Yes, we will keep all options open. We're trying to determine exactly how many people were there, exactly what occurred, but all of this falls within the scope of their investigation. The officer that was injured has been with the department for approximately 2 years. Yes. There have been no plans at this particular moment. We can keep you updated as we move forward. A lot of things we try to coordinate with the family, and we simply don't want to do anything outside of what the family truly wish to have. Um, well, when I mentioned video, I was not referring to, I was referring to dash cam video and things of that nature, and potentially body worn video. I'm not absolutely certain if there are any other video is out there.